Do not allow the word mediocre control you.
A lot of people I know stop creating, not because they run out of ideas to make, but because they feel they're not good enough. Kumusta? Welcome to Creative Talesmith, the channel where we talk matters about creativity, dreaming, living, and loving. Una sa lahat, I know you're new to this channel, so if you feel it in your heart, please give us a thumbs up and please don't forget to subscribe para fight! When I was in art school here in London, I have the privilege of my life to work with some of the most amazing and most creative people I have ever met in my entire life, coming from all corners of the globe. And I remember our first project in that program is to find a partner, know their story, and tell their story through our own chosen medium in a way that we showcase what kind of creative person we are. Since our program is multidisciplinary, meaning merong graphic designer, my architect, my interior designer, there are project managers, there are writers, musicians, sound designers. So we ended up with such a diverse array of works in the table. And I vividly remember that I felt immensely insecure that day. First, because I am different, and second, because I didn't invest that much money into the materials that I use for the work. Because I was a student in a budget during that time, as you all know. And it was one of those moments when I feel particularly mediocre. I know that I could have done better, but it felt I didn't. Why did I feel that? Probably because I fell into that urge to compare my work to the work of my other course mates who do a totally different thing, who came from a totally different artistic background, who grew up on the other side of the world as I am, someone who really lived a totally different story. Not long enough when I realized that the concept of mediocre is such a downer. It's rather problematic because, first, who said it? Is it your classmate who you just met moments ago? Is it your friend who doesn't have any knowledge whatsoever of the whole context of where you're coming from? Or is it you to yourself? If so, why? Is it because you know you could do better? Or is it because you fell into the trap of comparing yourselves to others? Whatever reason you have, here are some of the few things I've learned over time. Una, who set the metrics in the first place? That this one is better than this one, ito okay, kesa dito, this one is shaka, that one is scary. Well, context is more important. May kasabihan nga, di ba, that if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, then he will live his life a failure. So if you feel mediocre, go back and go deep on your context. Study the bigger picture that you're operating with. And understand that you have the output that you have because you used a unique tool that is distinct to you, which is your mind and your body. Once you've assessed the whole context in reference to yourself, then you will learn that, okay, that idea is actually good, actually better. Or, it's not actually good for this specific instance, but we could maximize its potential if we do it somewhere else. So if you have that knowledge, you try to play around with the variables to make it work. And that thought is empowering. Pangalawa, when you are in the moment, when you feel you are on the edge of feeling mediocre, there is so much comfort on knowing your why. Why is the ulterior motive? Why is the reason why you do what you do? Is it because you want to express yourself? Is it because you want to improve on your specific skills? Or is it because you want to make a profit? All your whys are valid. You just have to be honest and true and real with it. Because when you know your why, you become more objective. And when you are more objective, you save yourself tons of energy, time, and resources that you might have wasted sulking and convincing yourself that you are mediocre, that you are an almost failure. Because you are not. Your work could be, the moment could be, but you are not. So when you know your why, you get a full grip of understanding on what you make of it, on how to process and receive it. And with that, you move forward in a positive light. Third, embrace it anyway. Being mediocre is not always a bad thing. It is actually a reminder that you are evolving and that you are up to something amazing because you know you are trying. What's important is you find joy in the process, because ultimately we create and we keep doing what we're doing because we get something spiritually fulfilling in the pursuit of it that gives life more meaning. And that same joy is actually the fuel that will give you endurance and motivation to keep doing whatever that thing that you are doing until you become service to others, which is the ultimate sustainable source of happiness. Actually, the ability to look at mediocrity in the eyes is probably the necessary balls you have to grow in order to reflect and recognize the life-defining realities that will help you be where you want to be. Pero wait lang. Make sure that don't let this define your own career or your whole existence. Remember that looking mediocrity in the eyes should be paired with an open mind and willingness to move forward. Being contentious is key. It is the act where the conscious is involved and the diligence is implied, where you don't just recognize, but you discern. And when you know how to discern, then you should be in a good place. So if you're that person who are disheartened, or who have considered, or who have totally abandoned creating, or have totally abandoned doing the thing that you love because you think you are mediocre, then consider rethinking mediocrity as a temporary state. Look at it as a positive attitude trigger. P-A-T. PAT. Positive attitude trigger. Where you're not gonna refuse to try because you are afraid. But you are gonna try because you know that you don't deserve whatever that temporary thing is to be permanent. Because it is not. And it's not gonna be. I think that's it for this video. I hope you get something kahit katiting lang, even just a little bit sa pagkarami-raming pinagkachika-chika ko na pag minsan ay hindi ko na po talaga naiintindihan. So enlighten us. I know that somewhere, somehow along the way, you've experienced where you told yourself that you're mediocre. Let us know in the comment section down below what strategies you've done to overcome that challenge. Any tips on how to deal with it? Write it down. Let us know. Share it with us. And I think that's it. Again, ako po si Kulay, and this is Creative Talesmith. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat. Until then, thank you very much. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye.